What's good, everybody? It's your man CJ, aka the High Value Nurse, checking in once again, back with another video. Got a quick break, so I figure I might as well come and talk to y'all, chop it up with y'all for a little bit. So I saw a video earlier today by a YouTuber by the name of Jake Farron or Jack Farron. Um, he's a YouTuber, and I don't really know what he does, but as far as YouTube or what he talks about, but he did put out a video and he was talking about living paycheck to paycheck, making six figures. And I thought that was a pretty good video, and it was interesting to say the least, because he was talking about making six figures from a perspective of a man that is taking care of a family of four, his wife and two children. And he did a breakdown of his expenses, and I really dug it. And I said, well, how about I do it from a different perspective, a totally different perspective, from a guy who has no children, who does make six figures, and who has a girlfriend. And I do realize that this video will not be for everybody. Listen, I'm well aware that everybody else is not in the same situation. I know a lot of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and I get that and I understand that. But this video is for the men who feel like me, or who are in similar situations to me, or who want to be in a situation that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? So you see the title of the video: $1,800 in expenses on a six-figure income. Now, I'm not going to get into the complete numbers of what I make, because it's really not nobody's business, and I've done that before. But I'm going to say this: the whole gist of this video is to spend less, earn more. Spend less, earn more. Now, again, let me say it one more time before y'all say, well, CJ, we have families, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking to the guy who is very intentional with what he wants to do at a very young age. I'm talking to the guy that has no children, that is single, who ready to grind and get it in. I can't speak for the guy that has a family of 4 or 5 or 6 or however many kids you may have running around. But I'm talking to the individuals like me, and people are going to say, well, it's not that many. Well, listen, according to blackdemographics.com, 51% of black men are single and childless. Now, take that for what you will, but I guess that's going to be the people that I'm talking to today. Now, if you're not black, single, and childless, you can still watch this video, and you may get something from it. You may not. But nonetheless, I hope you enjoy what I'm about to tell you. But before we get into that, I'm going to ask you to please hit that like button. Leave a comment at the end of the video and let me know what you think. And please smash that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the game that's being dropped. Now, let's really talk about the simplicity of the whole thing, right? Because yesterday I did a video talking about how the whole six-figure conversation is really getting dumb. But I want to really break it down from an aspect of a person that is in similar shoes as me. When you graduate, or when you become a nurse or whatever you're about to be, let's say you get into a field to where you are making six figures, eliminate all debt, number one. Number two, you have to spend less than what you make. My total necessary expenses for me to survive and have a place to stay and keep a roof over my head and be able to communicate is $1,800 a month on a six-figure plus income. My rent is $1,422. Actually just went up over the 2 years that I've been there. So it's $1,422. My phone bill is roughly around $70. What else? Car insurance for 2 cars, $180. And what else? Lights, gas, about $100 a month. That's pretty much it. So roughly is pretty much around $1,800 a month. I live extremely modest, if I should say so myself. No car note. Drive a 2006 Impala, got a 2009 Impala. When things go wrong, you take that $2,000 that most people usually spend on car repair a year, boom, put that right in to the cars and get it cracking. Even if you might not even spend that $2,000 per year, that's just the average. But let's just say you got a car note for $500. I got the calculator next to me. You can't see it because I don't have that fancy technology, but I got it right here while I'm on break. So let's just say car payment for a new car, let's just say $425. We're gonna multiply that times 12. Boom, I'm already at $5,100 per year. Times, what is it, full coverage usually? So full coverage is roughly between $400 and $500 per month, depending on how old you are. And if I'm reaching out to the younger demographic, it's going to be pretty high if you choose to get a car note right from the grip as soon as you get into this six-figure job. So let's just say 400 being on the low side. That's $4,800 a month. So 5,100 plus 40. So 5,100 plus 4,800. Boom, you had $9,900 a year, ladies and gentlemen. And that's just on a car alone. We're not factoring in groceries. We're not factoring in rent. None of that. That's just on car payments alone. So if you can get your car payments to roughly zero, then you're doing very, very well. And again, I'd rather spend $2,000 a year on monthly on repairs for a car that's reliable versus $9,900. Now, if that's what you want to do, then by all means, there are pros and cons to having a new car. So it is what it is. But no, I'm good. $9,900. You know how many cruises that is? So, but anyway, but that's what a lot of people do. So bare minimum with me: rent, gas, lights, cable, which you don't need, but it is, pretty much a necessity now. Not really a necessity, but you got the internet and all that kind of stuff. And that's pretty much it. So I'm standing at roughly $1,800 a month. $1,800 a month on a six-figure plus salary. The problem I was having in the beginning was just spending. That's where you mess up at. That's where I was messing up at. Instead of just spending so much, I should have been grinding hard, go like a couple of months where I grind hard, stack up a certain cushion, stack up a certain amount, and then spend. You know what I'm saying? Then spend a little bit. Because all in all, one thing I discovered is that when you're grinding hard, when you're working hard, when you're working 72 plus hours a week, you really don't got time to spend a lot of money anyway. A lot of you dudes ain't really working hard enough. You're not working hard enough. But again, that just depends on the type of life that you want to live. Do you want to just live, a life to where you maybe just go out of town maybe once a year or every other year and all that kind of stuff, and you are satisfied with the minimum? Cool. All right. That's fine. But that's you. I'm talking to the guys that want a little bit more than that. You dig what I'm saying? I love going on cruises once a month. I love going on vacations once a month. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very intentional with the things and the decisions that I do. There's a reason I didn't get with a girl who had a child. There's a reason that I tried my hardest not to have a child at a young age, because I simply wasn't ready for that. Now, could I take on a family financially now? Sure. But why would I do that? And I'm just not ready. See, that's the great thing about having a career and a mindset to where you can do what you want to do when you want to do it, because you don't have to do certain things. I was very intentional on what the woman that I chose. Very intentional. I did not want a woman with a child, because that's an instant expense, whether we like to act like they're not. And I went out my way not to have kids myself. So it is what it is. Some of y'all might feel different, and that's cool. But I just wanted to just keep it very transparent like that, because it's very important that we put these things in a perspective, right? And on top of that, one of the most important things that you can get from this video is that you need a skill that is valuable to the market, okay? Look, everybody not gonna make it on YouTube. Everybody not gonna make it on TikTok. It's just not gonna happen. Everybody not gonna be overnight millionaires and all that kind of stuff on social media. I know people like to tell you you can do that and all that kind of stuff, but the chances of you doing that is not very high. But you can go get some sort of training with a skill and get a decent income for yourself. That's why I encourage being an LPN, because 11 months you can go from making whatever you're making to six figures in like 11, 12 months. I personally feel like there's no other field you can do that in that quickly besides maybe, I don't know, truck driving, but I don't know any truck drivers, as soon as they graduate, they can make six figures. But I don't know. Maybe so, maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, it's really about what you take in and how much you spending of it. Point blank. Period. $1,800 monthly expenses. But I don't care about Jordans. I don't care about jewelry. I don't care about none of that stuff. This is the most expensive piece of jewelry that I have. And you know how much this cost me? $10. $10 off Amazon. You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. It's not about that for me. Now, I will go on a monthly vacation on a cruise once a month because that's what I like to do. And I'm really trying to go more than that. But cruising is cheap. It's cheap. It's a cheap way to vacation. If you are in a position like me, it's cheap. I'll say that. Let me be very transparent. If you're making $7 an hour, it's not cheap. It's very expensive. But you are in a situation like me, it's cheap. I'm $1,600 for a cruise. I just dropped that. That is cheap in the world of going on vacation. Because staying at one of these all-inclusive resorts, you coming out the pocket $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 easy. But that is what I tell. That's why I tell y'all, stack up $10,000 emergency money. Another $10,000 you invest in, and another $10,000 you play with. Point blank. Period. Because you got that 110 that's working for you. You got the other 10 that's for savings, just in case some stuff go left, and then you got the other 10 to play with. You know what I'm saying? And then once you have that set up, you good, and you just start building on top of that. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I mean, I don't know, but that is why it's so important to make those decisions very early on, because the decision that you make now, in a moment of passion, can cost you greatly throughout your life. You making a decision now at 16 because she look good and she smelled good, and you know she telling you she on the pill and all that kind of stuff, and she's saying go up in me raw, I'm good, I'm not gonna get pregnant. She mess around, get pregnant, she keep your baby, all that kind of stuff. Now you on child support, you dealing with all this craziness, and that's not the case. And I'm not saying that's the case with that guy who made that video. He has a family, he's married, and all that kind of stuff. That's good. But Pops always told me, he always told me, figure out the kind of life you want to live. And if you can't take care of a family on your own, off your income alone, then you don't need to be having a family. So before you even entertain the fact of getting with a woman and making a family, if she can't and your child can't stay home off the income that you make, or they can't survive off the income that you make alone, then you don't need to be having kids right now. You need to get to the point to where y'all are good. Y'all are good. And that is the thing about getting a good skill. Because once you get a good skill, you can leverage that on the market. The more education that you get, especially as a nurse, the more your payout is going to be. That's just how it goes. Because with the more education that you get, the more valuable you become and the more you can do. Leveraging your income, your salary, for the highest amount, you max it out and you spend as less as possible. That's how you do it. And truth be told, you can be flat in a mug for cheap. There's so many cats walking around with fake Louis and fake jewels and all that kind of stuff. Shout out to Chad Ochocinco. He said all his jewelry was fake. I'll never buy a piece of real jewelry again. Well, let me not say that. Maybe one day, like when I get my girl her ring, that'll be real. But other than that, for myself, I don't need no real jewelry because I lose it. But, you know, the only piece of real jewelry that I'm going to buy and spend some money on is my chick ring. But other than that, that's it. Because I lose jewelry. I don't care about that kind of stuff. Because who cares? Like, it don't matter. It don't matter. But just knowing you have it and can do it, that's power in that. That's power in that. But it don't matter because I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses. This is what I like to do. And that's what I'm saying. You got to remember who you doing it for. Because that's why a lot of y'all stay broke, trying to impress other people. Trying to impress other people with a lifestyle that you simply can't afford. Even with the people with the families. Knowing good and well y'all can't do certain things, but you spending all kind of money here and there and all that kind of stuff. Now, I didn't factor in groceries into that list. But if we did, it'll probably maybe go up to $2,000. Because we probably go shopping maybe once a week. Probably spend about $120 every time we go. So let me see. What's that times 4? 120 times 4. It's $480. So with my $1,800 plus $480, $2,200. Okay, I'm at $2,280. Okay, $2,280 with groceries. So, I mean, because we don't go out to eat like that. We maybe if we go, date night or something like that, and we're gonna start doing date nights like once a week. I might spend $80, $100 there, because I mean, we're not gonna roof Chris it every night, but you can get a nice restaurant for about $80 to $100. A lot of y'all dudes is tricking. And once again, let me just throw up in there. I'm speaking from the perspective of a man that's single with no kids. Now, I'm not single, but I don't have any kids, and I know a lot of y'all feel that way, or a lot of y'all are in the same situation as me. So that is what I'm talking about. That is what you got to remember. It's very possible to live a good life of making a six-figure income. Should you strive for more? Absolutely, absolutely. But if you make the right decisions and smart choices and have your money work for you, and you spend less than you earn, you'll be fine. You'll be okay. Especially if you have a skill, to the more education you get, you can leverage it in all kind of ways. And that's really what it's about. So hopefully y'all got something from this. My name is CJ, aka the High Value Nurse, checking in once again. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll bid you adieu. Peace.